Hello lovely viewers, you are most welcome to our channel Poetry Online. In this lesson, we are going to study Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. We will introduce you to the text and discuss with you the plot, the setting, the major and minor themes, characterization, style, and point of view. We will make our discussion as interesting as possible so that you can follow us with ease. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly follow me on this educative journey. Chinua Achebe has written a lot of books. For this reason, he is regarded as one of the best African writers in history. It is interesting to know that he chose the title of his book, Things Fall Apart, from William Butler Yeats' poem, The Second Coming. This is an allusion to the second coming of Christ. Things Fall Apart is about the tragedy of an African society that lived in harmony with its neighbors. They have their own traditional values which bound them together. Some of these values are manliness, respect for elders and authority, and the respect for gods. One gallant man is OKONKWO, who is destroyed because he refuses to embrace the new order of Christianity and colonial rule. With his death, the whole society of old ways of doing things is destroyed. Things Fall Apart is a story about a young man called OKONKWO. He lives in an IGBO community which comprises of 9 villages. From a humble beginning, OKONKWO worked so hard to win the respect and admiration of his clansmen and society at large. As a young man, he is able to defeat Amalezi the cat in a wrestling match. From then on, OKONKWO relies on his physical strength and courage to win 3 titles. OKONKWO's life is good as he lives in harmony with his wives, children, and his neighbors. He is hardworking and is able to feed his family throughout the year on yams he produces. One day, an incident happens during the funeral of one of the clansmen. OKONKWO accidentally kills a clansman. As tradition demands, he is banished from the village of UMUOFIA for 7 years. After 7 years in exile, OKONKWO comes back home to his father's land, UMUOFIA, and finds that things have changed in his absence. The missionaries and the British colonial administration have been propagating their ideologies in UMUOFIA. The people of UMUOFIA embraced Christianity and disregarded the traditional religion. This was something which did not go down well with OKONKWO and some supporters of the African tradition. Instead of embracing the new order, he decides to fight it alone. He realizes that the church and the new authority of the British District Commissioner are too powerful for him to fight. In the end, he commits suicide. With the death of OKONKWO, we see the falling apart of the UMUOFIA society, as OKONKWO symbolizes the society. Let's now turn our attention to the tragic flaws of our protagonist, OKONKWO. OKONKWO is quick to anger and impervious to advice. OKONKWO is overambitious too. Above all, his refusal to accept change is one of his tragic flaws, which made him to move from grace to grass. The fear of being regarded as a failure and a weak person, rashness, impatience, among others, led to the downfall of this hero. Let's now consider the setting of Things Fall Apart. Setting simply means the place where a story took place. It also talks about the time period where the artistic piece is set. The story is set in Igbo land called UMUOFIA. The society consists of 9 villages living together in perfect harmony because they have peaceful means of settling their differences. They also have high respect for title holders and gods. This is the place where the story is set. Secondly, the story is set in the past, at the time the missionaries started evangelism in Africa. The arrival of the missionaries brings an end to the unity and oneness in the Igbo society. The society begins to fall apart because the African religion is attacked. It is described as paganism. Let's now consider the themes running through the novel Things Fall Apart. There are 2 major themes in the novel, which are tragedy and social criticism. Let's first look at the theme of tragedy. A tragedy is a story with a sad ending. This means that something bad or evil happens to the central character. In some cases, he or she dies as a result of many factors. In Things Fall Apart, we meet OKONKWO, a hard-working, strong, entitled man who is determined to succeed, and how he rose from grass to grace and then moves back to grass again. Next is the theme of social criticism. The novel criticizes colonial rule bitterly as it destroyed the once united people in Igbo land. The traditional belief bounded the people together with one destiny. They believed in the hierarchy of gods and deities, and indeed, no one undertook any enterprise without consulting the gods. In spite of their oneness, the people readily embraced the white man's religion as soon as it was introduced. They saw Christianity more attractive than their own religion. They started to mock their gods and some of their religious practices. The colonial administration did not respect the traditional leaders. It went to the extent of sending some of them to jail. Next is the theme of justice. There's no doubt that justice is a major theme in Things Fall Apart. As far as the Igbos were concerned, justice and fairness were virtues they hold on to. As a result, they had complex institutions that saw to the administration of justice and rational ways of doing things. However, the introduction of Christianity turns this administration upside down. The colonial administration claimed that the local laws were barbaric, hence the need to replace them with theirs. Let's now consider the theme of alienation. Throughout the novel, we see only OKONKWO fighting the Christians and colonial administration. Instead of uniting to fight a common cause, the people of UMUOFIA are divided and do not know what to do. The situation worsened when OKONKWO is exiled. On his return, he challenges the elders for allowing the white man to settle in UMUOFIA. He even calls the people cowards. According to him, the white man will not have got any foothold of his father's land if he had not been exiled. In the end, they meet to decide how to defend their state from the foreigners, especially after the elders were released from jail. With this, OKONKWO beheads the messenger and the meeting ends in confusion. The people desert him. The act by his people shows betrayal. He therefore commits suicide, which is an abomination in Igbo land. Thanks for watching this short video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share this video.